Welcome to a special edition of the General Tire Jim Beaver Show. Just another rant. Obviously, I've been doing radio podcasting for a long time. Format has changed. A couple of weeks ago, I shot from the hip and I just threw something out there in between all our guest segments, things like that. And not ready to start live streaming yet, but figured if we continue to get views, I'll start going live. So if you guys like what this is, make sure and let me know in the comments or DM me at JimBeaver15. And let us know what you think. But kind of threw something out there. It was just a rant that I had on a bunch of different topics. Sydney Sweeney, EVs, electric cars. I don't even know what we ranted about at the time. And it went over really, really well. Figured why not do it again? I mean, I got some big guests, Mia Chapman, Brandon Steiner, also got Rick Thorne, the Pro BMX rider. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Best of the Desert. We get a big merger with Matt Martelli in the Unlimited Series. Best of the Desert for you off-road fans. That's coming up as well. Interview with the people behind that. So I just figured, you know what? We're going to shoot from the hip. We're going to rant a little bit on just 4 different topics. But I guess right off the top, man, I want to talk about the off-road merger here in a minute. But I got to say, big blockbuster deal last week. The UFC announcing a new streaming rights deal. I think it was over $7 billion with Paramount. And basically all the pay-per-views you're used to on ESPN, they're going to now be free on Paramount, which is huge for us fans. If you're like me, you spend a ton of money every year on UFC pay-per-views. I don't watch them all because obviously it's a lot of money. Now, all of a sudden, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year are free, because UFC is now going to be free on Paramount, which I think is going to be awesome for us UFC fans. I wonder how much Paramount's going to bump the subscription fee to help cover this. But it's a crazy world that we live in where UFC used to be complete pay-per-view model. Then they've gone to this ESPN Plus deal where a lot of pay-per-views, but they also do a lot of special events strictly through the app, right? And now they're going where everything's going to be through a different app and completely free, which is crazy because TKO, the parent company of the UFC, also owns WWE Pro Wrestling. Big pro wrestling fan as well, right here. Yes, pro wrestling fan. I've talked about it on the show countless times, over a decade worth. Love the black hat, white hat, storytelling. They're hella good athletes. We've had some amazing guests on these shows in the past. I mean, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose. We've had, it's Teal Piper. I could go on. It's been Amber Nova. I'm trying to think here because there's been so many pro wrestlers. Sugar Shaw, she's been on here, also pro boxer. So, we've done a lot of pro wrestling in the past on this show, talks, interviews, things like that. But so TKO also owns them. So WWE now is moving from Peacock to ESPN Plus, complete opposite of UFC, who's already on ESPN Plus. Same company owns them both. They're moving to Paramount. And now you've got the pay-per-views moving from Peacock over to ESPN Plus. So in one hand, TKO is moving UFC over, and now it's going to be free for all viewers. And now you've got us pro wrestling fans who are fans of one of the company's products, pro wrestling, WWE, that we're used to free pay-per-views on Peacock. Now they're moving to ESPN Plus, and we're going to have to pay for the pay-per-views that we've been getting for free. So part of me laughs at this because on one hand, you've got this blockbuster deal that TKO did for UFC to move things over to a free platform. And then on the other hand, you've got them taking something that's on a free platform, moving them to ESPN on a paid deal. And then the flip side of all of this is arguably UFC is a better choice on ESPN because it's actual true sports. Now you're moving over to an entertainment platform in Peacock, in Paramount. And then you've got WWE that's on Peacock, which is an entertainment platform. Now they're moving to a pro sports platform. And, it's called sports entertainment. Yes, they're athletes, amazing athletes, but it's also scripted. And I laugh. I'm like, the end of the story TKO is printing money with these new streaming rights deals. And I'm looking at it going, just talk with Brandon Steiner, who is going to be a guest on my show later this week, or we're going to air that episode. And he deals in pro sports memorabilia. We started talking about streaming rights with Major League Baseball and pro sports and a little bit on this deal, going, man, this is wild. What's going to happen in the next 5 years when a lot of these cable TV rights and all these other streaming rights deals end with Netflix, Amazon Prime. Now you got Peacock, Paramount, ESPN Plus, which is also Hulu and Disney. It's all the same company. And I'm going, man, and I know I'm missing some. Apple TV, another player. I think they've got pro soccer. It's madness. It is absolutely madness what is happening with streaming rights and pro sports right now. And all I can say is how do we all profit off of this? Because somebody's making a lot of money, right? A lot of money on these deals. For them to do a $7+ billion deal with the UFC, they're expecting to get paid somehow. Who's paying for that? You know what I mean? And I'm looking at that going, as us fans, ticket prices obviously going to go up. Subscription, but I'm going, how do they monetize this? Because at some point in time, UFC is also going to get all their sponsor revenue. This is just a rights deal for their broadcasts. So you got Paramount going, we're going to spend $7 billion and somehow we're going to get paid on this deal. And I'm going, man, like that's a lot of money, $7 billion. I'm not talking millions, billions. I'm going, how is this deal getting done? Same token, I mean, you got sports, pro sports franchises, not even good ones, selling for billions and billions and billions of dollars. Pro sports is wild, man. It'd be wilding right now. It's crazy what's going on. Then you want to talk about, pro sports, and I'm an off-road guy. So we had this merger with two of the major off-road sanctioning bodies recently. Best in the Desert, that's been around for a long time, since late 90s, and the Martelli's brother group, Unlimited Off-Road, which has the Crown Jewel Mint 400. You've got Best in the Desert with the Crown Jewel Vegas to Reno. So I'm looking at this deal going, now you've got two of the key players in off-road motorsports combining into a mega series. And they're going to be going after media rights. The Mint commands a lot of money because of how many viewers, and I'm part of that broadcast, tune in to the Mint 400. So you've got this, and the media rights for this new series, like all of a sudden spectators are interested, racers are interested. I guarantee you a lot of the streaming platforms, and obviously the Mint can command stuff like Amazon Prime, Netflix deals possibly, but even the lower hanging fruit, I mean, the stuff like Racer Network, you got Flow Racing, like I guarantee you they're going to command a serious amount of money for what they're bringing to the table. So I'm just looking at things all around going, man, this is crazy. It's wild what may be coming of things. So man, big news at Off-Road. And I don't want to dive too deep into that one because here in the next week or so, I'm working on having Matt Martelli, owner of the Unlimited series and one of the owners, and Brian Folks, owner of Best in the Desert, on the show together to talk about this new deal. So watch this space. We're going to have more on it. And I guarantee you I'm going to discuss the media rights and things like that. So, and then we can continue on this streaming thing because we're on streaming. I want to talk about the new Wednesday season because the first Wednesday season dropped, what was it, 3-ish years ago, right after COVID? I don't know. I'm so messed up on COVID years. Right after COVID, it's been probably 2 years, 2023, maybe it was right around Thanksgiving time. 2 to 3 years ago, right around Thanksgiving time. We binge watched the family, the whole entire thing. Phenomenal. Loved it. Obviously, Jenna Ortega, amazing at playing Wednesday. Thing broke all kinds of streaming records for Netflix at the time. She's been busy. Everybody's been busy. So now all of a sudden, second season drops. And they're splitting it apart. It's going to be, they just dropped the first 4 episodes, and then here come in a couple of weeks, at the beginning of September, they're going to drop the next 4 episodes, 8-episode season, 4 and 4. I thoroughly enjoyed the first 4 episodes. Really anxious to see what's coming in the next 4 episodes. And it's interesting where we've got where we used to be. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s where, an episode would air and you have to wait a week for the other episode. And if you missed it, you better hope your VCR, yes, VCR was recording, because if you didn't, you just flat missed the episode and you had to get filled in or wait till the summer came and they were running reruns, something like that. Right. So now, you've gone from that episodic weekly deal. Game of Thrones still does it, when they're airing episodes and things like that. But now where you jump, for people like me that binge watch, but now they want to spread it out because I would have already watched the entire season. They're separating it out by months. We saw it with Cobra Kai and things like that. So now you got this whole streaming thing where you've got this bulk of episodes and they're dropping it in like 2 drops. And it's just interesting. And then you've got, this series. I mean, blue chip actors and actresses, they're spending a ton of money. And normally this would have been a network TV show, probably a very high budget. Now they're just strictly doing it on streaming. Netflix is, I wonder how many viewers Wednesday is bringing in for them to have such a high budget show. It's got to be amazing. And not just viewers, because obviously to retain viewers on Netflix, you've got to have, you know what I mean? You've got to have all kinds of new content continue to drop. But to spend the kind of money like they're doing on Wednesday, they're hoping it also brings in new viewers. So has the viral effect with the series been that much that people are going, hey, I'm going to plunk down $15, $20 a month so I can watch this on Netflix? Because, now they've got the crackdown on sharing passwords, all that other stuff. And then, a lot of people might do that and they were going to keep their subscription for 1 month. So now Netflix spreads it out over 2 different drops. So you got to keep your not prescription, subscription for at least 2 months. And streaming is crazy right now. I mean, it is the wild, wild west. And I don't know, it's nuts. It is absolutely nuts. And what's even more nuts is the critics who actually said Wednesday season 2 hasn't been good. Go away. Get out of here. Go. It's phenomenal. It's great acting. It's great story. And they're like, it removed itself from what the Addams Family was. I'm like, it's not called the Addams Family. It's called Wednesday. And truthfully, it is. It's a spinoff to me. This is a spinoff. This is about her going to college or high school or whatever it is. It's a Harry Potter mashup or that. No, it's not. It's a new series in the Addams Family universe, which is completely okay to do. Many shows have done that. I mean, God, let's talk about Star Wars, and how many spinoffs they've had. Wednesday doesn't have to be the kooky family in their house. It's a spinoff. So that kind of tied in with the whole streaming thing. I did want to mention before we wrap up on this rant of an episode that I guess I'm going to continue to drop these if you guys continue to listen to them. And we'll see. This one's going to be a little shorter than the last one, but I got that Nintendo Switch 2. I talked about that on a couple episodes ago. But even better than that, I just got. You want to revive my college years. Here about a month and a half ago, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I had 1 and 2, got 3 and 4. Love it on the Switch, portable. And Tony Hawk is, you play 2 minutes a time. It's great for pick up and play. All awesome game. It's got its hooks on me so deep. Hooks in me so deep. I mean, so deep. So great. I think the Switch or Switch 2, because it's even got better graphics, probably the ultimate console for the pick up and play of Tony Hawk. But I say pick up and play going, I can sit for hours at a time and just try a level, and a minute, 5 seconds in, I do something wrong, restart, going for those high scores. You want to talk about a video game, that's crack? It is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. And it is such a throwback to an era of gaming in the late 90s, early 2000s. But the thing is it works in this day and age with the pick up and play. And man, it's been phenomenal. I'm loving my Switch too. I mean, just the pick up and play of everything. I just downloaded Madden, played through Cyberpunk. Obviously, daughter and I have got Mario Kart World. We're investing a little bit of time every evening into unlocking some stuff on Mario Kart. Haven't jumped into Donkey Kong yet. I got a bunch of stuff. Street Fighter, another pick up and play. I got that. I haven't played a Street Fighter in probably a generation or so. Got this one. It's great on the Nintendo Switch 2. Just loving the Switch 2. You guys, if you're on the fence of buying one, buy it, put in a pre-order at one of these sites. I know they're selling out quick when they come in, but totally worth the price of admission as a supplemental console. And the step from Switch 1 to Switch 2, been phenomenal. Just graphics, horsepower, gameplay. It took the Switch 1 and just made it that much better. And the games are great, so polished. They don't chug. It's just it's been really fun to play. But anyways, yes, we talked about streaming rights for quite a while today and a little bit of everything else. So this has been a rant this week. I'm probably going to do a weekly rant and just plug in a bunch of stuff. When I used to do that long form 2-hour show, this got cycled in with interviews. Now I'm doing the interview short, or interviews in one show, and then I'm going to do these rants in another. If you'd like me to do them live so we can take questions and talk, let me know. I would love to do these live here on YouTube or on Twitch if that's what you guys want, but you got to let me know if you'd like to see them. But anyways, yes, we're going to call it a day right here. Big thanks to, obviously, our partners, General Tire, Rigid, Mustang, Mach-E, Rally from Ford, Tuffy Security Products, Sure Can, and Misadventure Life. Yes, see the hat, Misadventure Life. Go and get yours, misadventure-life.com. It's down there in the footnotes of the show. Click the link and grab you something. But yeah, we're going to sign off this week and see you next time here on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.